this is what I've done thus far, and apologies. Maybe we can zoom out a little bit. Woo! This is what we have so far with the diorama. As I said, we're getting close to a point where I can move on to the other parts, the other major steps, but there's little things that I'd like to tweak. But if you look here, this is an example of what I've done with the very same greeny tree bits that I've been messing around with here at the start of the stream. These are, let's take a look. Whoop! Yeah, so what I did was paint the underside. I painted the whole thing black. All these little tree bits are black. Tree bits, leaves, in other words, leaves. I painted all these leaves black. Frick, that looks so good. Thank you so much, old type. And then we sort of layered on and kept on piling and piling on top of the leaves to create that layered look, right? And then I painted them all sort of like a dark greenish color, and then layered on some more, and then painted those like maybe a slightly lighter color. And I just kept on building and building that. And then those are the mushrooms that I've sculpted. And if you look closely, there's other little greeny bits that I have. And I think right here at the start of the stream, we are going to add a few more of these things. I think that we're going to add a few more, and then we'll probably just let that be. Yeah, I think that's probably the plan. This blue here, it's intended to be the sky, and possibly I might have to paint some clouds. I'm not feeling entirely confident about painting clouds right now, but we'll see. Yeah, so let's get started. So if you look, Carmi, so wonderful, thank you so much. Like I said, it's just a process right now. So here I've made this lighter green, and I'm kind of questioning if I want to use them because they're just a little too bright. So I might have to repaint them if I glue them on. Everything is going to get like an overall coating, another coating of paint anyways, to kind of make everything look a bit more uniform. So yeah, something like this, guys. If we kind of like put a couple of lighter green bits just to kind of break up the overall like darker look. But we can adjust this so it doesn't look too overwhelmingly different. I'm thinking. If I want to do that. It will get a second coat of paint on top. That's the thing that I keep on going back to, that I think will probably help a lot. Well, let's just do it, and if we don't like it, we'll just take it off. How about that? I'll need some kind of thing to put the glue on top of. Just a tin. There we go, this will do. Just keep that thrown away. So yeah, I'm just going to use this. I'll put some super glue on top of it, and then we can just dab the thing in some of the glue, and then there we go. So yeah, let's get started. Oh, by the way, guys, look what I have for a snack. What is this? Oh ho ho! Uncrustables. It's they're finally available in Canada. Oh my god! Some of you might be aware of the Uncrustables arc earlier in the year. I only learned of the existence of these things just a few months ago, and it was because of Not Slide, who had mentioned them, and I was like, what the hell is that? I've never heard of such things. Apparently they're only available in the land of the free, and it just so happened that a few weeks after I made a trip down to the US, and I ended up picking up some Uncrusties. And initially I did not like them, guys. I was highly skeptical of these things, but I finally tried them, and I had to be in the right mindset. I had to be in the right stomach set. Because The first two I had, I was like, man, I don't know, they're okay. And then I think the last two I had, I was like, you know what? I love them. I love these things. Purple, a real country like America. Is this what it feels like when the Soviet Union went down, and then Russians had access to blue jeans and McDonald's? It was like, oh my god, this is what freedom tastes like. And how's it going, Bacon? Nice to see you here. What up? What up? Everyone's saying hi. How pleasant. Ba-dum-bum-bum. I was laying these bits down, as you see, and I was liking the look of it, but for the amount of time that it's taking, I was like, this is getting to the point where my weird, like, obsessive tendencies are it's like a superpower. It's like, yes, you need to just be weirdly obsessive to do this, I guess. Maybe not. What's up, everyone? They're so good, Frozen. Yeah, so Lord Bob, I've tried it a couple of different ways at this point. I've tried them thawed, I've tried them frozen, I've tried them like semi-frozen. So far, I think the way that I like them is just to like have them like not fully thawed, and then you just kind of like dunk them in like your coffee or something. And this is the hazelnut version, so there's no peanut butter. That's the only thing that I would say is that you know, I don't have an allergy, like a peanut allergy. Uncrusty, yeah. look Bacon. Whoop, they're in Canada now. You can get them for yourself. This is my last one, actually. At the grocery store, that was the only hazelnut version that they had. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I think that's gonna look pretty good. I think I'm liking where we're going here, and of course, as I said, there's gonna be a little bit more work done to them, but yes. But yeah, I think I'm gonna chill on Street Fighter for a little bit. Awesomes on a Japanese Twitter account, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind for next time. I don't know. I even as far back as the ice ogre that I was painting around about this time last year, I had this idea in mind to include a tree, but it just didn't work out. The tree was just like, I don't know, it just wasn't gonna look good, I guess. So I kind of threw that idea out. But I guess I always want to include trees, and this is like a more involved tree that I'm doing this time around. Viper picked sent and got confirmation email, but I'm good and sort of working. Nice. That's the kind of working I like to hear. Sort of working. Yeah, man. Good job, though. Good job. I really loved what you had done with the with your kit there. Yeah, it's gotta feel good that you've got it all nailed. What? Shit. This just fell off. Yeah, a lot more greenery should probably be placed like in other parts, so that's something that I'll do. I've got a ton of this stuff, so I can always make more if need be. But at the end of the day, I think that we are good with the amount that I have here. I'm just trying to see where I want to put this. Okay, let's take a look. Whoop. Almost slipped out of my hands. Yes, I'm liking that. I'm liking the variety, and it's just adding more body to the overall piece. Yeah, I don't imagine that this is not going to be like something that I transport really, because it's Like, I'm just gonna have to accept that a lot of this is gonna fall off in transit if and when I ever move, blah blah blah. That's okay though. Thanks, man. Now it's back to old projects. When you get back home, oh, you're not presently, like, you've been working on this on that project, not at home, or you mean at work? You're at work now, and then I see what you mean. I think I understand now. But yeah, that's cool. What old projects? I know everyone's got something on the go. Everyone's got some old project that they gotta work on. I've got some older stuff that I want to work to do. All right, so let's continue. My feeling is that there should be kind of more growing, maybe over here and maybe over here. So let's do that. Maybe for some of the stuff that I just pointed out, maybe we'll put the darker ones. We'll put the darker leaves. And it's just a matter of like wanting to build up the mass. If I were to do this again, or if I ever tackle on a similar kind of project, what I would do is actually build up the tree much in the same way that I've done just now, but I would also kind of make some branches, get some twigs and branches that extend out from the tops of the trees, like branches. I think that might be a good idea, because really there's no branches. This tree is supposed to be a giant tree, and so you're kind of just imagining just like this part here is cut off, and that there would be more extending out further, right? That's why I haven't really applied any kind of foliage to the very tops, because really it's just kind of like supposed to be cut off, I suppose. But yeah, I think that having some branches would be a good idea next time, because like that will help, you know, kind of add body to the leaves as I'm doing it now. That would kind of help. Just a thought. Yeah, and actually, just to give you guys a report on the baby birds that have been chilling on my balcony, they are much bigger now. It was probably like early last week, where they hatched, and they were tiny little yellow things. They're pigeons, by the way. But now, it's just a few days later, really, and they're so much bigger. They look like that in-between phase, between being like a proper big pigeon and like a chick, like a little baby chick. Their feathers are coming in. They don't look like they don't look fuzzy anymore, right? And you can see like little feathers, kind of in that ugly phase. Ugly phase. But I'm here for it. I'm here for the ugly phase. Shoutouts to the ugly phase. Okay, is that stuck? Raylan leave the nest so soon. Yeah, it's surprising. It's very surprising. Just now, it's definitely a huge learning curve. There's a lot of information out there. It can be overwhelming. Okay. Now we want to just shake it off, smack it around a bit. Arch, I hope you overcome it and follow your dreams. I had stage fright as well, but playing with great bandmates really helps. Makes it fun. That does sound fun. That sounds cool. What kind of music do you guys play, Arch, in your band? And is there a way that we can listen to your music, like on YouTube or something? Is there a way that we can do that? I think you may have mentioned something along those lines on Steph's Discord. Now that I'm putting 2 and 2 together, which is pretty awesome. It's your chance to shill. Ooh, you know what? There's probably so much of this sponge on the carpet. If it made it to the carpet, it's a lost cause. I'm not gonna try and salvage any carpet droppings, but anything on this piece of newsprint, I'll put back into the jar. Vanilla Arch has a band? Yes. We're learning things about each other. Yay. Just gnarly. Share it if you want. Would love to listen. Arch, I used to anyways. In high school, we used to play a lot of rock. Later on, I played part-time with a wedding band. Yo, that sounds so cool. That sounds awesome. What's the most requested song at weddings? And is it Chicken Dance or is it Macarena? Just not I still want to make music with people. I'm just in a place right now where I gotta figure out how to pay rent and bills. Right. It's impossible to find the energy at this point, to find the energy to make music and be happy with it. I get you. You know, so for me, I have a lot of friends in, various fields of art, right? Because I went to art college, art school. I have friends that are in different aspects of the visual arts, whether it be illustration, comics, animation, technical drawing. And then I have friends that went to art school, but they didn't really continue on with that as a career, but they might periodically come back to it, or they have this sense like, I want to, but this doesn't work out right now. It's not the time, so on and so forth. And my feeling is always like it's always gonna be there for you, like making art, doing visual stuff. Like it's always gonna be a part of you, and it'll be there for you if and when you want to come back to it. Similar to this hobby here, I've had many years where I would do other things, and kind of be out of the hobby, and then I come back to it, and it's all good. Set list, no requests. No requests. I gotta get Chicken Dance. You guys, Chicken Dance! I need Chicken Dance. So, over the summer... at the beginning of the year, rather, I went to a funeral, and they played what was it? It was the Rihanna song from the latest Black Panther movie, and you know, it's like it's a song that is very much made to sort of honor in the movie itself. It's like for Black Panther, right? T'Challa. But in the real world, it's kind of a song for you know, for the people that have passed away, including the actor that played T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman. And I really liked Black Panther 2, and that song, when it finally plays in the movie, it's a very touching scene. But to hear it at a funeral, like not long after, I was like, oh my god, these guys are trying to make me cry. These guys are trying to make me bawl my eyes out, as if going to a funeral wasn't enough to make you sad. Now I'm double sad. Same thing with was it the Fast and the Furious? When Paul Walker died, and then there was that song like "See You Again." The only reason I'm mentioning this is like the songs that they play at these big like family functions, not a wedding, but in this case a funeral. And I was like, oh my god, they're playing this? What are you guys trying to do to me? See You Again with Wiz Khalifa. Okay, the moss is cooking. We are cooking with this moss. I am liking the results. A funeral live band. Oh, there wasn't. I should note that it wasn't the live band. It was just like what they had decided to play. But yeah, I mean, that could be a thing. A little money-making opportunity. Why not? But yeah, that's awesome. I really do hope that just Gnarly, you can get that opportunity, find a chance to make your music. That'll be really cool. I think I might test out the grass stuff anyways, because I'm doing this right now. I'm making a huge mess. I might as well try. Let's move this a little closer so it's not at the edge of the table. And by the way, this very same stuff, I'm going to also apply to the robot too. And that way it'll look very, integrated. There'll be a sense of harmony, visual harmony between the robot and the background. Okay. So at this point, we have to think about the moss that accumulates in the cracks and the crevices of the bricks. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's take a little moment to get a beverage. I wonder how much of a mess I'm making, like, on my carpet right now. How much moss is accumulated on the carpet? Okay, let's get some water too. Yeah, this is a very kind of, what do I want to say? Physical process. I'm standing up doing this. I know, physically exerting myself by the act of standing up. I'm telling you. Going to grub and lurk. Yes, no problem, just Gnarly. Thank you so much for stopping by. Always appreciate you hanging out, chatting, learning about each other's cultures. Your crafts room is a carpet floor? No. But the on the floor, like, it's just a lot. A lot of this stuff is falling. Maybe I should water it down a little bit. Water down this stuff, because that way it'll kind of flow into the recesses a bit easier. Yeah, but it's funny to think that I got a lot of these different products, including the moss and stuff, with the intention of using it for this specific project. But now that we're coming to the end of this project, I still have a fair amount of this very same stuff that I need to find a purpose for. I need to actually use one way or another, and so not my next project, but perhaps, like, you know, later down the line, we'll have to think of something else to use this for, whether it be like a jungle scene or like a forest scene. Maybe we can... I kind of want to make... I've been thinking about making a diorama that's not, you know, science fiction, like just some animals. I do have a dinosaur model kit. Maybe we could use some of these materials for the dinosaur kit. That might be cool, but yeah, like, maybe I could get some other kinds of animals. If I could find perhaps a highly detailed moose, that might be cool, or a beaver toy, and then we could make a diorama with that. That would be cool. Just thinking out loud, because like I said, I gotta use this stuff. I gotta use this these products that I have. There's no point in just letting it chill. Might as well do something with it. All right, so let's spread this stuff around. And it does look best when you kind of like get just a little bit of the particles, not like huge clumps of it, although you can kind of play around with it. Like, if I compress it in my fingers, it becomes more like a ball, a clump. We don't really want that. And yeah, this is another reason why I spent so much time working on the bricks and everything here, because I knew it was going to look really neat if I could have like moss growing in between the cracks and stuff. Another thing that I was thinking of too, and this is sort of like a long-term... Sprinkle some moss on me. I can't, like, I have to like aim it at the camera. Wow. Another thing I've been thinking about as well, long-term, regarding like my hobby and everything, is ways to kind of integrate my hobby with the things that interest me as an artist and an illustrator, and kind of making my own, kind of getting closer to achieving my own personal vision for things in the world of hobby, in the world of model making. And this year was like a really great year. I mean, we're halfway through it, but it's been a really great year in terms of achieving that, or getting closer to it. When I think about the G Gundam project competition that Joe R. Inferno, friend of the channel Joe, had, the model that I made there was something that, again, I felt like I was getting closer to making something that felt more like a personal project, still within the framework of Gundam, at least ever so slightly, but also exploring my own voice, I guess, as an artist, as someone that makes stuff. And again, something like this is another project where I feel like I'm getting closer to that. You know, it's still kind of themed around an existing thing, which is to say, Laputa. But I'm doing things that interest me, and I'm kind of exploring further the aspects of this hobby that interest me. And that's something that I want to do more of in the future. And, you know, leading up to a point where I make something that's like 100% an original idea. That's kind of what I was getting at. It was like, it'd be really cool to make like a model, maybe not from scratch, but, you know, like make a model and really kind of make a diorama that feels completely original, that's not from an existing IP. You know, like again with the dragon, that's kind of like getting close to that in a sense. Okay, so how are we doing with this sponge? I think we should put some right in there. There's a lot of opportunities there, like kind of tucked in. That's really cool though, an Ippo original aesthetic. Yeah, and of course, you know, like when I think about my own like illustrations and my own art, like that was another thing where I was like trying to find my own voice, and I think it would be really interesting to basically create the things that I had made in illustrations as a 3D project in a sense. That would be cool. I think that would be neat. And something like the way this bricks, the way that I've done these bricks, that's very much like something that I've done in a lot of my art and illustrations. And so that, again, that's just another one of those things where it was a way of me sneaking in a bit of myself, I guess, into this project. Not that there's anything wrong with making a model and making it look like how it does in the show, making it look like a certain aesthetic from a manga or something. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And in the world of historical models, people go to great lengths to achieve the look of a realistic tank, you know, realistic World War II tank, all that stuff. I actually really love that. But yeah, that it's just a different side of the hobby where a lot of people pursue something different, where they're trying to pursue their own voice through the hobby, through Gunpla Plamo. There's that lady in Japan. She makes like her Gunpla kits, and she makes them pink, and she she like puts like rhinestones on them and everything, and that's awesome, right? That's super cool. All right. Let's see. This is probably a good place to kind of assess where we are at with this, with the moss and the sponge. And remember, guys, I've got the other moss product in my pocket. Did you ever try sculpting, like with clay or polymer? Yes. Not much though. Never really trying, at least not lately. Of course, that's something that we dabbled with a bit in college. And I've tried to sculpt smaller things and smaller parts. And I do have various kinds of clay. It's something that I would definitely love to explore more, for sure. Oh yeah, so it's used for the hobby, like hobby level stuff, but it's also used in Hollywood. It's used. It's a product that's used for film sets and movies and stuff, which is pretty interesting. And they make a rust product as well, which I would like to try. They make rust and verdigris, which is like oxidized bronze. So I'd like to try that actually. Tight beat. Just Gnarly was here earlier. We were talking about EPO type beats. What's an EPO type beat? What's a Just Gnarly type beat? What's a Karmi type beat? A lot of this is potentially dried on the brush itself, on the sponge, so we'll have to dig into it again. We got again on the tree as well. I don't really want to dip my brush, the whole sponge in it, because there'll be some like spongy material, which I kind of don't want. And we can try brushing it on too, it's not a big deal. Here, let's try brushing it on. I'll sit down for this. I just want to be a little careful about where it's clumping up. The thing about the sponge I like is that it's kind of like random. The way it's applied, you can't really control it, so I like the look of the random arrangement of it. But a brush gives me a little more control, so I like that too. Again, we have to let the spongy stuff dry. So I don't want to get so much stuff on the sponge at the moment. Epo, this looks looking so good. Thank you so much, Karmi. This is really what we've been waiting for the whole time, right? Like starting the project and deciding to do a diorama. The two big things that I wanted to pull off once I decided I was going to go this route, because if you recall, Karmi, I had a different idea in mind for this diorama. The main thing was I wanted a tree and I wanted moss. So we're finally there after all this time. We are having our moss experiments, having our moss. Dial it back, sir. Next time, next project, promise. We're gonna dial it back big time. We're just gonna slap together a project. I'm gonna use some Gundam markers. I've never used Gundam markers. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'll just try some Gundam markers. You keep saying that. You keep saying that, and it's never true. Alright, I think I gotta stand up for this to get a better look at everything. Yeah, very exciting with how this is turning out. I'm a little more comfortable with the sponge, because I feel like it just applies in a more random way. So let's get Mr. Sponge out. Arch beverage, I gotcha. I gotta make sure I'm drinking from the right cup. I have several cups close by. Some of them have things that I can drink from, and some of them have things that will probably make me sick. Yes, Diabler sessions. I will let you know for sure. I'm still very much early in the game, to be honest. So yeah, we will get some sessions in. Faux show. Yeah, at this point I'm thinking like it's a good time to play some Diablo, because I put in a lot of time into Street Fighter, and I will likely lose my brains, lose my mind if I stick with playing Street Fighter more, because it's getting frustrating at times, for sure. Archdale, how could I? How could I exactly? Well, I split it with my brother. Well, not even that actually. My brother paid most of it, and because like on PlayStation, you can buy the digital, and it's a digital copy that will work for both PlayStation 3, 4, and 5. It's like we got one copy for two. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good deal. Street Fighter training still happening. I don't play Street Fighter on stream. I might at some point, but I do make a guest appearance on Eddie's stream. Shout out to Eddie. So you very well might see me sometimes on the weekend playing Street Fighter on Eddie's stream. It was fun, but I got a long way to go. And the key is to pace myself, because if I continue to play Street Fighter and not take periodic breaks to think about what I'm doing, I'll probably go crazy. Whoop. Little branch thing fell out. Imagine Ipa waking me up at 3 a.m. Dungeon time. You said anytime, Carmi. Got that Diablo booty call. Three a.m. Got that Drake song. Hotline bling. Got that Diablo bling. Oh yeah, we gotta let this spongy stuff dry, cause I'm just pushing it around. So we'll have to go over some of these areas once again after they've dried some. But that's the general idea, is to kind of get this mossy effect paint kind of everywhere, to be honest. I'm kind of being a little delicate with it, but actually I think the more you apply it in the areas that make sense, it'll look better. So let's actually just get a bit more, one more pass, and then we will wrap things up. I see Noctam, if I'm getting that right. How's it going? First time chatter. Is this for 40K or a different tabletop game? Yeah, it's actually for neither. This is actually a diorama for a model kit that I'm building. It's an anime model kit for the movie Laputa Castle in the Sky. But how's it going? I come from the background of Warhammer. I've painted a lot of Warhammer stuff as a teenager. So I am not a stranger to the world of 40K and Warhammer. But this is not that. Carmi, I am dead, sir. Hey, it's Paper Joey. How's it going, Paper Joey? How you be? We are just working on the diorama, which I know you know about. And I'm pretty happy with it. Although sooner rather than later, I'll have to kind of put the brakes on this, because a lot of this is not quite dry. A lot of the spongy stuff. Let's try using a brush and see what that does. Paper Joey, work is done. Brain is mush. Oh no! Mush brain. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Please take a moment to yourself. Please relax. If your brain is mush. I've been standing up this whole time working on this just because it's a little easier to see. But it's a little easier to see everything, but that's something that makes me feel more like a artsy-fartsy guy, is standing up and looking at my subject matter while I'm working away. I'm getting too mush brain soon, Paper Joy. Oh no! Everyone's mush brain. Actually, you know what, guys? This stuff, this moss stuff, it's water soluble, but it's pretty smelly. It's pretty smelly, so my brain is also fast approaching the mush stage. We're approaching the mush singularity. And yeah, I'm laying some of this down on the green like leaves, just because I feel like it'll help kind of unify everything, in theory. Okay, one more pass, guys. Let's do one more pass. This time on this wall here, I don't have much of it laid down on the wall, and possibly we'll do some here, and then we'll wrap things up. Let's mix this around for good measure. But let's actually take a look what we've done so far, guys. Right here, very much liking the effect that we have going on with the variations in tones for the leaves and the moss, and it's just like a matter of layering on more and more levels of detail, right? You're never gonna get like a single pass and then it looks good, it looks ready to go. It's a matter of just kind of constantly layering on more things. And I started with the wood, and I started painting the wood and added layers of different hues to that. Hey, it's Sage! What up, Sage? Raiding with the party. What's up, Sage? How's it going? What were y'all doing on your stream? Welcome, everyone. Nice to see you all here. My name is Etho Benson here. We like to build, we like to paint, we like to create dioramas, and we like to play with moss. That's what we're doing presently, is we're making some moss. Murdoch is here. How's it going, Murdoch? And yeah. What were you working on, Sage? Hola. Hola. The reason why I'm using a sponge is that I kind of like the random effect it creates rather than going in with a brush, which, you know, it feels very like you can get a sense of the human hand like using a brush, but a sponge you can't really predict how it's gonna look. Kind of like that when it comes to organic things like this. Lego bonsai, yeah. Those things look great. All those Lego sets, those Lego like the roses and the cornucopia and the bonsai. Those look really cool. Did you finish it in one shot? Hey, let's give a shout out. Shout out to Big Sage. Thank you so much for the raid once again. I'll show you guys super quick. This is what we've been working on. It's a diorama. And there's the robot that will go with it. Whoop, come here. Come here, Mr. Robot. 4 hours. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad, eh? 4 hours. There's my Canadianness showing. Where's Sophia? Do you say A, Sophia? It's not too bad, eh? Fucking A. No, that fucking A. There you go. So it's gonna be something like this. The robot. All right. So last little bit, guys. I think we want to work in a bit of this stuff into the cracks right there. The cracks and the crevices Let's go. Yeah, we managed to do a fair amount today. Very happy about that. This is a project that I've been working on for several months now, so we're close to the end game, and that's all I ever wanted, was really to do the moss part, the part where we get to the moss this entire time. So here we are, and I'm so glad that many of you are here to witness this occasion. It's a proud moment for me. Have to find my wood glue. Oh, wood glue's... Oh no! The cat castle has collapsed. Castle cat. Right on. No worries. Thank you so much, and I will be here. Enjoy your lurk. That same goes to everyone else that has come in through the raid. You guys got something else to do. You gotta eat, you gotta sleep. No problems. You gotta reassemble Cat Castle. Don't worry, I'll be here for a little while. A little bit. We're reaching max limit, to be honest, in terms of my focus and attention. But I'm so jazzed to finally have achieved this stage of the project that I've continued to stream. Yep. Very happy that we are close. And again, the treatment of this of this entire project here on the diorama side, I will also be doing to the model itself, which we'll probably do next stream, another stream, and that'll be cool. That'll be fun because like I said, that was basically the plan all along, and I really was practicing self-discipline in terms of delayed gratification, because I knew it was going to be really fun to do that. I knew it was going to be a really fun and cool part of the process. But if I were to simply just do that immediately, I probably would have just been like, you know what, that looks really good. Let's not bother with anything else. Let's just leave it at that. Good enough. So that's why I'm happy to have gone through the entire process that you guys have seen this entire time working on the project, and that we're here now. Do you guys know that I have moss like literally right by my desk to use as a reference? Look. There's my actual moss. There's some moss on wood. My little terrarium. I have two other terrariums right by my desk that I made myself. So, yes, I can confirm that I might be into moss. This whole time, I should have made the Bob Moss costume, the Bob Moss outfit. My bad. How silly of me. How could I have made such a blunder? I made a little doodle of Bob Moss, but I forgot to actually get that done. Moss is a pain in my aquarium. It gets everywhere. Yeah. This is an aquarium for fish, not like a snake or anything. I do recall you mentioning that you have fish. So what's the process to clean it up? Do you have to drain the entire thing? Do you have to drain the entire aquarium? I need a moss intervention. It's not a problem. I can stop anytime. You're the problem. Yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of just letting it clump up in the parts, in the cracks and everything. It grows loosely by itself. Oh, you just have to pull it out. Okay. Okay. It's too much moss. No! There can be never enough moss. You're the ones with the problem. I'm not wrong. I'm not hurting anyone. Alright. Alright, this will be the final pass for now, because we'll probably do another look at it, but you know, I've been staring at this for quite some time, so it's a good idea to look at something else. Touch grass, touch moss. Maybe I won't touch grass, guys. Maybe I'll just touch moss. That'll show you. Hard to know when to stop. Yeah, that's true. That is super, super true. There's always more that can be done, but at the end of the day, you just gotta find a way, a place. It's this food. It's this sandwich that was made in bodegas. It's supposed to be inexpensive. It's supposed to be for, you know, people that don't have a lot of money, that they can get something really cheap. And because it's been gaining a lot of popularity in recent years, there's been, you know, fancier, higher-end restaurants co-opting the chopped cheese and trying to make it fancier, trying to make it like, you know, something that it's really not. In Toronto, a similar thing happened with the Jamaican patty. Obviously, the Jamaican patty is from Jamaica, and yet it's a fairly popular thing in Toronto itself. Arch, you probably have had you've probably tried Toronto. You've probably tried a Jamaican patty or 2 or 10. But yeah, there's been places that have attempted to upscale the Jamaican patty. And even Drake, our Toronto Mandem himself, has, I think he has like a restaurant or something where they made this like weird abomination fucking Jamaican patty filled with all sorts of crap, and it's like, meh, no thanks. Winter Gunpla, how's it going, Winter Gunpla? How's it going? Nice to see you here. We are just plugging away at this diorama, and I can show you what it's like presently. Flippin' Drake. I go back and forth on Drake. Like, do I like Drake? Do I hate him? Some days I'm like, I don't mind him. I think initially I was like, who is this man? Whose mans is this? Whose mans is this? And Drake ended up being half decent sometimes. Arch, not a fan of upscaling this street food. Yeah, exactly. And for Winter, is it for Gunpla? No, this is actually for a Laputa model kit. I can show you real quick. Pardon me. Just give me a little moment here while I do this. So there it is. And pardon the lighting, there's some shadows being cast that are not like perfect. Whoa! That's the actual light. And this is the Laputa robot. Ta-da! Right here. There's a robot, and the robot itself will be receiving a very similar treatment to all the things that I've been doing now. But yeah, it'll look like this, and there's a little girl figure, which I'm a little too lazy at the moment to grab. But yeah, that's what we have going on here. How you doing? How you doing, Winter? Was it you that we were in here earlier, but then I was very close to ending the stream? Was it you or was it someone else? Eddie looks amazing. Thanks so much, Eddie. Here, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on the details on those deets. So if you look here, there's these mushroom clusters. I sculpted that. You can see them. It's just a matter of adding as much detail as I can, you know, where it makes sense. And if you go here, we have some broken up tiles, broken up stones. And if you look here, I extended it just a bit, like it's kind of breaking down even on the front part. Pretty happy with that. And yeah, we've got some moss growing on the cracks in the corners and accumulating in the cracks and all that. The deets. Give me those deets. Where's the deets? I want to know your location. All of this is going to get a second pass tomorrow. We'll kind of look at everything once again and just make sure that it's where we want to be. But this is actually quite close, to be honest. This is very close to completion. As far as this sky goes, I might have to think about that in terms of like taking a photo of this and working on it in Photoshop. I might leave it alone, to be honest, because the robot will go here, and so that's kind of obscuring a lot. But it is supposed to be Laputa Castle in the sky, and in many of the shots you'll have this tree line, and then past the trees there's the open sky. So that's why we have that there. But yeah, we are getting close. And also the whole base itself, like, it's just wood, so I might have to paint that black or brown. We shall see. Let's give it a little pat. Let's give it a little spank, guys. A little spank. Because some of this stuff, like I said, has kind of fallen off from the glue. Okay. Now let's see here.